Howdy, Possum Patty here, and I'm just journaling. Come on along. Well, I don't have to walk over to the shelf there to get a journal because my little golden book, Wonders of Nature journal, is still on my desk. And if you were here yesterday, I promised I would come back with a finished page. But in my quiet time this morning, I did do another page. And I'm thinking about doing even one more. So, I think maybe I can get this one finished up. Not sure by when, but it would be nice to have all of my August journaling done, because I'm also working on my September journaling, and it's going to be October on Saturday. Let's see, 2 days, okay. So let's go over to the camera, which is over there. And cat jumping all around today. And I'll show you what I did and maybe do another page. So when I left you yesterday, I had just sewn this pretty purple ribbon on here. Not quite a ruffle, just kind of helter-skelter on there. And then I was about to hand sew 4 silver owls where each of the little gathers were, because the page has these little silver dots all over it. The 2 pictures that I put on this page are viburnum pictures, viburnum bush we have in the yard. And the first one, you can see something's been eating the leaf. And I thought it's very interesting that they leave the veins or the tough part and they chew out the tender part of the leaf. Kind of make like a lacy pattern there. And then the second picture are the red berries of the viburnum. And the birds love them. They love them. That's why we planted them. I had gone to a workshop with Doug Tallamy, and he wrote the book, The Bringing Nature to Your Backyard. And we learned all about how to invite birds into your yard. And one way was certain kinds of plantings with berries that they could feast on. So, but the pollinators love it when it's in bloom, and then the birds love the berries. So I used some of that sort of variegated, very lightly variegated purple paper from this new pack that I got at Michael's. I did distress it a little bit with the royal purple StazOn around the edge, and I wrote in purple with this purple Sharpie, kind of like a lavender almost on there, kind of like a tone on tone it came out, so I like it. And then I had some of these die cuts floating around on the desk, left over from the other day. And the little heart down here because it says birds love them, so I put this little heart. And these are left over from a project I did the other day. So I just added them on. Kind of a simple page. Not really interactive, but in a way it is, because you've got these little dangly owls here to kind of pet and play and move around. I think maybe some of them I might have sewn on too tight, but they still move a little bit. So I love how that came out. And I was going to do this page, but I was going through the pile on my desk and I came across a picture I wanted to put in here. Now the picture that was floating around on the desk was this beautiful tiger picture. Looked like 2 big kitties. Look at the facial expression there. Oh, and I pulled these out when I was organizing the Asian themed goodies that people sent me for my birthday. And I was like, oh, I want to journal about the tiger swallowtail butterfly, and maybe I should just put one of these tiger pictures on the page because it is the year of the tiger. So I'm like, yes, let's put a tiger in the nature journal. So I printed out the picture of the tiger swallowtail. Right there is on the butterfly bush. And somebody had gifted me this little sticker, and it was a baby tiger with a butterfly. And I was like, ah, so appropriate, have to put it on there. And I found one of these cut-aparts from, I don't know if this is either like a summer pack or a spring pack something. Stay Wild at Heart. And I did my journaling around the edge, tiger swallowtail on butterfly bush, August 24th, 2022. So I love it. And oh, this tiger picture was just a little short for the page. So over here it was kind of showing white, and over here some of this fawn colored scrapbook paper. So I added this burlap twine lace, natural fiber trim. I don't know, call it whatever you want to call it. Just so it wasn't quite so obvious that this picture was not the same size as the page. And I put one across the bottom and one across the top. This speckled fawn paper is from actually a winter pack or a Christmas pack. Lodge something from Hobby Lobby. But it looked like nature to me, so I had put some of that in here. So I do have a few more butterflies I want to journal about. So I finished that page, and I worked on this page, and it's all finished too. Something else floating around on my desk is this Edith Holden, Diary of an Edwardian Lady page with the goldenrod. Now we have goldenrod here in New England, and it starts to bloom sometimes as early as late July, but definitely during August, and now in September. We're getting past the peak of the early goldenrods, but there's still a lot of goldenrod blooming. This doesn't look like the one we have. There are over like 200 species of goldenrod. I don't know, somebody told me that once. But yeah, as soon as I learned to identify what a goldenrod plant was and say its name, is Solidago. And we have mostly Solidago canadensis, which is Canada goldenrod. And then I learned that, well, there are over 200 kinds or something like that of goldenrods. I'm like, okay, I know what, it's a goldenrod. But I wanted to do something on this page, and then I'm probably going to rip out this goldenrod. Look at the rose hips over here. They're so pretty. I'm going to save that for my beach page, though, because I'm going to journal about rose hips in my beach journal. And this is one of the goldenrods we have in the yard with a really pretty flower. I had a garden variety of goldenrod on the farm in Pennsylvania, and it smelled so good, so good, so good, so good. So I'm thinking of taking something purple or lavender and just kind of putting some color on the page and then ripping out the yellow. I think the yellow looked fine on the purple. And then doing a little bit of journaling. I do have a little piece of this left I can use. So, stand by. Okay, here's some trimmings from when I made the journal, because the Braille book is very big, but it has a wonderful texture. And I was thinking the ink, because the ink is out, or watercolor, or both. I don't know. Because with the ink, you can kind of brush it, maybe. Like that. Put some color on there. And the dots will be a little darker. Or, I had another idea. I don't know if I want to put a lot of water in the book. That's the problem, though. But if you look at these leaves, they're sort of gray with a little blackish purple, bluish in there. And I have a pen that does that. So, but you have to add water to it. And I'm a little worried about doing that, but let me go find that pen. Okay, I found my pen. It's called Elegant Writer. I'll show you that in a moment. And I got out 3 purple colors. These are Terry Madden watercolors. I don't even know if they sell these anymore. But Mr. Possum had purchased these on eBay, a box of used watercolors like 10 years ago. And I'm still using them. So I might put a little watercolor on there. I don't know. This is mauve. Kind of a blue-violet. And the light one is soft blue-violet. Soft blue-violet. That looks pinky to me, though. It looks pretty pink to me. Alright, so you see how the color gathers around the braille? So I kind of like that in the background. We'll see which color goes good with the page. Actually, probably the dark one. Alright, let me move that for a second. Now the Elegant Writer is a calligraphy pen, but it usually does wondrous things after you write with it. Just the black one, yeah. So it comes out black. But then you take a brush. I don't want to use this giant brush. Find a smaller brush. Alright, this one looks a little smaller. And if you just touch the ink, it runs off, but you can see it turns kind of blue and sometimes green and sometimes pink. So I'm starting to see some pink over here. Right in there. A little purplish pink, a little green there. So that's very interesting too. I could just go around the edge, maybe make a little pattern. With some dots like berries. Very loose, very watery, but I don't want to get too much water in the journal. That's what I'm nervous about, because the page is already in the journal. So let's see, what am I going to do here? I'm going to move the water, everything out of the way. Make room, make room. Push my light back. Okay, moving stuff. I'm moving stuff here. Careful not to spill the water. Move the ink. Move the big brush. Move the pen. Okay, so, I'm going to have to throw more stuff on the floor. That's okay. There it goes. Now I'm going to get some newspaper. And put some newspaper here. Protect that. I guess I could have set up off camera, right? I'm going to put my paint and my water on this side so I don't have to drip my brush across this side. And let's see. I was thinking of, well, you know what? If I ruin it, it's paper. I can just put a piece of scrapbook paper over it and be done. But I wanted to kind of leave it. So, do I want to put purple on here first? No, I think it'll get too wet. So I think I'm just gonna hold it. You hold it very loosely and kind of let it wobble by itself. To get a organic branch shape, the last thing you want to do is hold it tight and try to draw like that, because it just doesn't come out so natural. Am I in frame? Yes. Okay, I'm going to go up this side. Again, holding it very loosely, lifting. When you get to the end, less pressure. And I'm not really trying to draw what's over there, but just mimicking it a little bit. Just a little bit. Not worrying that it looks or doesn't look like that at all. Just playing. I really do want to get back into my doodle mode. I was thinking of doing that doodle book I got for Inktober. But I do have to build my haunted house journal too. So I'm reaching in towards the middle, but the picture is going to kind of cover a lot of that. So I'm not worried about that too much. Nope, 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 nope. So the first thing I'm going to do is put some water on there and activate the ink in the Elegant Writer. And I'm going to go around and do all that and then use the watercolors to make some berries. And if it doesn't come out, it's going to get covered up. I'm going to try and activate one side, maybe. And extend it a little bit out the end. Trying to just touch one side there. But the paper may soak it through to the other side, so I'm not going to worry about that. Touching one side with the wet brush, trying to pull out some of that ink, running it down. Okay, it's still wet. I don't know if it's going to come across on the camera, but the pink is really starting to come out now. You see a little spot there, and the green, and it's sort of green and pink. I can get good light on that. So I'm going to go ahead and make some berries now. I might mop up a couple of these puddles here. Like I said, I don't want to get this too wet because there is journaling on the other side. You have so much fun with these Elegant Writers. I mean, you make a line and then you take your paintbrush and it just turns it into Amazing colors and lines. Looks like watercolor. Okay, I want a small brush to do the berries. And I'm just going to do that. Well, maybe I could turn some of the braille into berries. There's an idea. There's an idea. Well, that was fun. And what I'll do is maybe I'll just put a photograph in here to kind of show you close up of the colors that are coming off the branches and how I just blob the berries around. But there's nothing else to do now but let this dry. I can see it's still very wet. So I'm going to go off camera for a few. And probably what I'll do is think about how I want to journal and cut out the goldenrod, put on the page. I think it's almost dry. I touched it with the towel and it seems pretty dry now. I ripped around the goldenrod and I mounted the picture that I took on a little scrap I had of this. And I'm really, really pleased with how this came out. I love it. And I did take some of the purple StazOn ink and just go around the edges a little bit. The paper is very old. It was discolored a little bit around the edge, so it had some natural coloring to it. But I decided I wanted it more purple. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down and this. Oh, got to do some journaling. I'm not going to journal with this though. Again, this is the Elegant Writer. This is the black one. It does come in different colors. It says here www.speedballart.com. So maybe it's made by Speedball. But I am going to, I had a purple pen, yes I did. Maybe journal with this one. I really had no idea this is what I was going to do today. I mean, believe me, I thought maybe I wanted to keep the braille. I thought maybe I would put some watercolors on it. And then I got to looking at this paper over here. And these colors just reminded me of these colors. With the pink and the green on those leaves. And so that's what happens. The more I do, the more ideas I get. And I just put the date, and what I'm going to do is put the, I don't know if I should put that on there, because that's probably not what that is. Goldenrod, that's what that is up here. I was going to put this over here, but, you know, I'm going to have to take off the Latin name, because that's just how I am. It's probably not Solidago vulgaris. I don't think so, because it doesn't look anything like that. And just put that down there like that. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, but messy. Mess everywhere. Excuse me here a moment. I gotta reach down and get some of that stuff I threw on the floor. So I can figure out where am I going to put this. I sort of kind of made it like a frame. Things at an angle give you more movement. Overlapping is good. Something like that. Something like that. All right, here we go with my cray glue stick. Well, I had picked this picture out of the book, the Edith Holden book, because I knew I wanted to do a goldenrod page. And that was floating around right next to that tiger picture. And maybe this is the way to get things done. Go into the stash and pick out some things that I saved and knew I wanted to use in the journal and throw them on the table here. And just, you know, get her done. See, when you touch the page, you can feel the braille. I was going to journal in my Hello Autumn, but you know how I get when I get towards the end of a journal. It's like, ooh, I can get another one finished. And when I get another one finished, then I can get another one started. And I got some ideas for my haunted house. Throw that back on the floor. Oh, right, I gotta bring it back up again. Bring it back up, bring it back up. This is my exercise, bending down to the floor and up again. I did go outside and plant some bulbs. It said deer resistant on it. So let's see what happens. We'll see what happens in the springtime. Resistant means the deer might walk by and say, I'm desperately hungry, let me try that, and munch on it, and then say, ugh, nah, I don't think so, and walk on by. Doesn't mean they're going to ignore it, though. Okay. I'm going to keep this page just the way it is, just like that, so I can enjoy my branches and berries there. Oh, I love over here, look. See, it looks like the branch is going right into these berries over here. Look. Fun, 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 fun. Okay, that is it. So I finished my viburnum. Got 2 pictures in there. Had a lot of fun with my silver owls. I bought these at the flea market. Never used them for anything. Got out this page from the Edith Holden. Got out the Elegant Writer pen, which I love using and don't use enough. Got out my Sharpie pens, which I haven't used in a really long time. And got out the tiger picture, which I really, really love, that was gifted to me and wanted to use it. Got my journaling done about my swallowtail and this really cute little sticker. So if you gifted me this tiger or this sticker, you can comment below, because, you know, I organized them and everything got kind of jumbled from the people who gave it to me. So you can just shout out below, because I really, really love it. I'd like to say thank you again. Well, that is 4 pages done. I am happy with that. So thanks for coming along today, and happy junk journaling. Bye-bye.